So step two is, okay, so the customer is a suitable customer for us, but now we have to go into further things. You know, we have to go, okay, this is what you're trying to achieve. This is how we think our product is going to achieve your goal. This is what we think will happen, how long it'll take approximately. If you need to speak to one of our specialists, we can arrange a meeting. And we need to find out at that point, what is the client's, what are they really thinking about the product? Are they afraid that it's too expensive? Is it too cheap? What are they afraid of to go ahead? Do they want to compare? We may have to, you know, either say to the customer, hey, please go compare us from other companies, or let them know how we compare with other companies, or help them research it, you know, and go, okay, well, if you look at the local market, this is the approximate prices that we have. So to re-emphasize, you know, the second phase is to, again, we need to go inside the customer and go, what's stopping you from going ahead with us now? You know? I know you want to be nice, you want to be polite with me right now, you don't want to say anything, you're afraid to say something, but, you know, I'm not going to take offense to it. If you just say no to us, that's okay. All I want to know is, what are you afraid of? And, you know, there'll be lots of things they're afraid of. They might be afraid of making a bad decision. Okay, so if you're afraid of making a bad decision, what is it? Because you needed more time, another opinion? Are you afraid of getting locked into a contract? And they'll tell you the answers, and they'll be like, okay, well, I'm afraid that if I make a bad decision, then my partner will be upset at me. Okay, cool. Can we get your partner involved in this decision? And we can go through the process with them. So I guess that's pretty much in summary. Like, yeah, everything else is almost a waste of time. You know what I mean? Like having nice scripts and, you know, being very persuasive, and everything is really just a huge waste of time. You know, we want to avoid all of that stuff. We just want to get really deep to the heart of the questions. And if you are talking to a customer and you don't have the answers, then tell the customer, hey, can I call you back with the answers, or can I email you, or can we continue this conversation? And then eventually go through those processes, and hopefully you get an answer and really get them a solution. So in the customer's mind, they really feel, okay, based on everything in front of them, whether they have a time limit, whether they have a budget, whether they have, you know, 100 different decision-making processes, that they're like, yes, the customer's like, awesome, I was confused, I have clarity. Compared to the market, these guys are great. Their budget and price, I'm happy to pay that price. And so you go through these processes. So essentially, what I'm saying is, you know, there is this unlimited amount of imagination that we have. We have unlimited amount of questions, unlimited amount of fears. So how do you win? You know, there's no way to I can't give you a couple of sentences and give you all the answers. But what do we know? Inside the mind of the client is an unlimited amount of fears. So we have to address those fears one by one by one until they feel comfortable with either saying yes or no. Right? So, and people are not going to tell you. You know, what they want to do is they feel pressured. They want to get you off the phone, face to face. They'll tell you anything so that you leave their house, and then they can, you know, they feel less pressure in that moment. You know what I mean? So we don't want all that pressure or anything. We just want to be very realistic and open and honest with them, because that's the only way that everyone's going to win. What I mean is, if someone feels very pressured, they'll just say anything to be like, okay, yeah, no problems, I'll call you in 1 hour, I'll put a deposit in, whatever. They just want the pressure to go away, right? But rather than doing that, be like, look, you know, tell you what, okay, you may not feel comfortable, you may feel pressured. What are you worried about? Can I change anything? Can I do something differently? Is there something I can do to make you feel this? Do you need more time to compare? Like, you know, I just want to genuinely go inside, you know, your fears and doubts and figure out, okay, we can possibly solve this for you. And if you give the customer enough, you know, trust and they want to give them enough faith in you to give them an answer, they might tell you the truth, which is where everyone's sort of being very polite and not telling you the truth. So once they tell you the truth, and they're like, it could be really small things, could be really big things, could be like, you know, I still want to go back and compare. That's how I do things in my life. I compare, you know. So I'm not getting, your product is great, but I haven't been given a chance to compare. So your job now is to either give them time to compare or bring up market data and show them this is how we compare to our, you know, competitors. This is how we compare, you know, this is in many ways, tell the customer, have you considered this, you know, in many, you know, in the company, you know, so in you know, in whatever product we're doing. So, and I hope that makes sense. The purpose of this conversation is to just, you know, really throw out, you know, old ways of doing things, and they still have value, those old ways, you know, where you know, you have some scripts that you have some knowledge about the product, you know, you talk politely, you have a nice persona, you're friendly, you have a very, you know, trustworthy mindset, you know, you're trying to be good for everyone, you know. So all these things are helpful. I wouldn't say throw them out the window, but the fundamental is, if you follow the steps of fact finding, like, what is this customer suitable? Are we a suitable match? Once we get past that, if they are a suitable match, then we have to go inside the brain of the customer. At the moment, what most people will do is just throw information at the customer. You know, look how great our product is. Look at this, look at that, look at how, you know, what you can do, what advantages you have. Look at how great, you know, the warranty periods are. Look how great we are. Look at how great of a result you have. But the customer's just taking that in, but inside, there's something else churning inside of them. Some questions, some fears, some doubts. You know? Your job is to address those fears and doubts and clarify them. And the customer's like, yeah, that, I do feel like every doubt and thing in my mind that's reasonable has been solved, and I'm happy to go ahead, or no, this is not for me. You know? And, you know, as a company, if we always have to evaluate after all of that, saying, you know, maybe should our product be improved? Do we need to change our product? Do we need to change our product to suit a different kind of customer? Are we forgetting a lot of no's? That means something we have to look into and possibly change our company product to suit what the world wants as well. So, yeah, hopefully this is helpful. I can't think of much else more, but, you know, this is just my experience. You know, I'm in the position, a unique position, where I do a lot of purchasing on behalf of the company. You know, I purchase people's time. You know, I'm purchasing staff members. I'm purchasing contractors, suppliers, you know, products, you know, everything. So I'm purchasing stuff. And so in my experience of purchasing these things, what I've noticed recently is everyone's just wasting time. Everyone is just wasting time. It's mind-boggling. Like, to think that the best companies in the world, and I'm dealing with so many of them every day, 9 to 10 companies worth millions, sometimes billions of dollars. And everyone's just wasting time. 9 out of 10 people, almost everybody, is just wasting time. What does wasting time look like? Is they're just throwing me stuff like how good their product is, how good their company is, how much their product will help the customer. But they're not, and I just look at that and go, well, you want me to now read all that information, process it, and then go, okay, this is how it'll help me. You know, that's a lot of work for a consumer, for me. And I still don't feel like I have any clarity. You know, I'm not sure. Is this really going to help me? And then every other company is exactly the same. So they're all, and in the same field. So I'm like looking at it going, who do I choose? You know, I'm just sort of hopeful. I would rather someone say to me, okay, this is your problem, your specific company problem. This is specifically how we are going to fix it. This is your cost, this is your risk, this is, if you go with us, if it doesn't go well, this is your risk. nothing is guaranteed. So this is if it does go wrong, this is your guarantees. This is what we'll do as a company. This is how we compare to the market. And based on your budgets, this is how it works. So does that make sense? If they did that to me, then, and their product was suitable, you know, they would have my business. So, very few companies do this. Like, so, is it 1 out of 10? I would say probably not even 1 out of 10. I'd say, in my experience of everybody I've dealt with, whether it's a agency, a contractor, a salesperson, the list goes on. I mean, it's all the same. It's all, I don't want to say a rude word, but it's all not very good. You know what I mean? So I'd say 99 companies, bad, 1 good. So I probably maybe I shouldn't say their name so much, but I guess it's not saying anything negative about them. The best one I've seen right now and it shows in their results, you know, they're the biggest CRM company in the world as far as I know, which is customer relationship management software in the world. I guess I'm allowed to say it, it's Salesforce. So they're the only company I've dealt with in months and months and months and months that have done something like this. And it shows in their company as well. They are dominant, they are the go-to for anybody that's a serious buyer in that business. Like if you're really needing a CRM, a customer relationship software, Salesforce is like, you know, at the top of the game. Obviously, they're not going to win everybody, but their process that they took me through, very impressive, you know, from my side anyway. So, yeah, so I hope this helps everyone involved, you know, whether it's the client, what they expect from us, whether it's our staff, whether it's our salespeople. And yeah, if I have any more insights, I'll let you know. I guess if I have any more last words regarding the sales process, yeah, just, yeah, I think this whole stigma, the word sales, doesn't work anymore. It's just filled with fakeness. It's filled with, you know, it's all just fake, you know what I mean? So it's all filled with, if I say the right things, if I have the right argument, if I am able to convince people, that's all, it's unrealistic. If you convince someone through a great argument why you should use them, 1 hour later, the person's at home going, why did I even buy this? It doesn't make sense. It was just in that moment you're very convincing, and you're going to lose that customer. You know what I mean? So again, it's your product is not suitable for that customer, or you didn't address all the issues inside the customer's mind. So, and yeah, I guess let's flip sales upside down on its head. Let's not make it about you, your company, your product, or any of that kind of stuff. Let's start off with fact-finding, find out exactly what the customer's looking for. Are we suitable? If we are suitable, then we move on to more fact-finding from the customer. Is this product or this solution that we have going to be suitable for the customer? So what does that look like? In the second phase is like, when is your time limit? What problems have you had? What's your expectations of budgets? What are you afraid of if it goes wrong? Do you need to spend more time comparing? Do you need a second person to come and decide with you? Do you need more information? You know, there's a million things in that. It's that, but even part 1 and part 2 have split into one, but essentially it's the same thing. We're going inside the client's mind, asking them questions. There's all these little fears, doubts, questions, and all these things inside of the client that they themselves are struggling with. They can't find clarity. They've got a problem in life, something's a problem, and they themselves have come to the world to give them a solution, right? Let's simplify it, right? They have a problem in an industry, in our industry it's trades. They've got a problem. Now they need to find a solution and they have many criteria for getting to a solution, which is, you know, the price, comparing the product with others, budgets, guarantees, trustability, likability. So our job is to then go through all this and answer those questions, give the client clarity of mind, and yeah, I guess to emphasize, let's focus on the client, focus on what they're inside of themselves. What are they feeling? What are their questions in their brain? Let's go inside of the clients by asking them the right questions. Get to a point where they're like, oh, I feel so clear. The client should be like, I feel clear about this. You know? And then almost after that, there should be almost like thankful, like almost like, great. I not only have had clarity, but I can't wait for you guys to do this for me. I really like and love the product that I'm going to be buying from you guys. And our job as a company is to make sure the product is great. You know? So that's it. Thanks, guys.